Yeah, captured
Okay.
those.
You have any stories about abandoned temples and churches?
So recently we went to Nainital. We investigated this abandoned church. Alongside was this hospital which we couldn't access. Now the story goes like this: is that to keep again in a very brief manner, there was a doctor during the British era who was treating people. He was very good in his job, and a lot of people were being healed as in cured. He was a proper doctor, and everyone getting healed. Everyone was very happy. Suddenly he started predicting death. And he just said that on this particular day, this guy named Rahul, for example, he will die on 15th August 1847, for example. And the man used to die on August 19th. Kamla will die, and Kamla died. So he started predicting. But after he predicted, what he used to do is those patients, as in the people he used to predict about were his patients, basically, not random people. So he used to get those patients and he used to put them in a particular room where only he entered. And he called it the Mukti Kothi, the place where you cross over, basically, you find enlightenment. And every time a patient goes in, everyone knows he's not coming out. The patient is not coming out, he's going to die. Years later, after the doctor died and a new British officer came in to rule as in govern, he figured out that the doctor killed all of those patients.
Damn.
Intentionally. They never died like that. He killed all of them. He said 15th August is going to die. He took them and killed that person.
Why?
He was experimenting on something.
What?
That is an afterlife or something like that. Something like that. Now coming to the case, the story, just adjacent to that hospital is the church. That church is where people have been through, the doctor has been through, the patient has been through. The church is very much open. It's not not like a operational church. There are no crucifixes. There are no praying rooms. There's nothing. It's all in ruins completely. But you can go in. There's still benches and everything. And when we went there, we were there with Pooja was there. I was there. My teammate Savio was there. We were there to investigate. The first thing the psychic said is that the entities in this forest are not human. So answering the question of demonic entities, there could be entities which we do not understand, and probably those are the entities that are demonic. So when Savio said that there are demonic entities here, Pooja said there are demonic entities here, I'm like, okay, so should we investigate outside or inside first? Pooja is like, no, we should investigate inside first, because there are also entities inside which are scared to come out because of these demonic entities. So we went in and we started investigation. So we do this experiment called Estes experiment. Now the device, if you remember the PSB7, like I said, it gives out a white noise. So what we do is in this Estes experiment, we basically plug in an earphone or a noise cancelling headphone, and what we do is we use that headphone to kind of sound cancel anything, as in we put the headphone to Pooja. Pooja gets that headphone, she wears that headphone, and so she's directly hearing that white noise, whatever is coming in, all the noises and voices, she's hearing that. Also, to take it to the next level, we blindfold her. She has no idea what is happening. Why we're doing this is because by blindfolding her, we are stopping or blocking the most important sensory thing that is needed for her in a situation like this. She needs to see what is happening, but we block her and we trigger her another sense. You might have heard that when one of the senses goes, another one activates.
Also, there's this whole angle of you can get high if you're listening to white noise and you cover your eyes.
Yes.
It's a hack to get high. This used to be an internet trend when we were kids.
Oh, is it? I had no idea.
Yeah, this used to come up on like forums and all that. It's called something, but it triggers a state of your brain like LSD. I don't know the exact angle, but it's something like this. And they say that you shouldn't do it because you end up seeing things which you shouldn't see.
Yeah. So basically you actually see things. So they are not getting high. They're actually communicating with the spiritual world.
You cover your eyes and you hear white noise.
Noise cancelling white noise. Pooja has no idea if we are there or not, or she's just sitting all alone.
Dude, don't try this at home, please.
Yeah, please don't. It's like I said, me and my team does things here in India that no one dares do.
Yeah.
And please do not do that anywhere.
I want to say a prayer just like for any kid who's thinking that I'm going to try this. Please don't.
And Pooja is all blindfolded. She's all set and everything. And considering the kind of mind I have in terms of investigation, I'm like, let's do one thing. Let's make her sit exactly where the altar used to be to trigger more things. So we take her and we make her sit on a bench, and we are investigating and investigating. And Savio is even though he doesn't follow his religion as such, he doesn't go to church or anything as such, but he's a certified pastor. So he knows he's preaching and everything. And that church was used for preaching. You know what I did? I said, Savio, let's do one thing. You become the father, no, of this priest of this church and preach things. And he took up that position and he started preaching. And you won't believe, Pooja was sitting all silent for some time. And the moment that triggered, she started blabbering things that I'm getting this, I'm getting that, getting that. At one point, I said, let's do one thing. Let's all pray together. This was to be a place of church, place of prayer. Let's pray together, all together. So I'm sitting on one of the benches where you pray, and I'm asking, come sit next to me. Let's pray together. Pooja has no idea what we are talking, what we are discussing. Pooja says, I'm seeing people are now standing and circling like they're about to pray. She heard that as I'm speaking here. How can a skeptic say that it's all planned? It was not even scripted for that matter. That is one thing. Second thing, as we are continuing our investigation, I happen to ask, why don't you make a noise? We all have been talking right now. You have been getting replies from Pooja and all fine. Why don't you give replies? Make some noise. If you dare enough, make some noise,
You're telling the spirit.
Telling the spirit. Nothing's happening. Then in 10-20 seconds later, Pooja says, I'm hearing a guitar here. And we're like, what the where is the guitar? She's like, I'm again hearing a guitar. So then we are like, probably because it used to be church, and in church they used to sing and pray. Probably it's some residual energy that she's tapping into and she's hearing the guitar. Then she says, I'm hearing a tabla. I'm hearing a harmonium. I'm like, what the is happening? Then I'm like, oh, dude, to the spirits, I'm like, dude, you don't have to make her listen to the sound. You have to do something in the physical world. And right, as I say this, in one of the rooms where the clergy or someone like that, they used to go to dress up for the prayer, there was a loud thud. So they understood that something like that happened. And I asked, are you scared of the demons that are outside? And they said, yes. So I just happened to just ask, okay, do you want some help? And they said, no. Like, this is
how
weird.
are they communicating with you?
Like I said, we use multiple devices. EMF is one of those. But out of EMF, there are a variety kind of devices. Okay. All the EMF have a different kind of sensitivity to it, and considering we know that they can all be manipulated through something man-made, we make sure that we have a variety of it, and we're getting replies on all of that. Okay. So though that investigation happened, but the whole point of saying is that people generally say that when you go to a place like that, it's not haunted. When you go to a temple, it's not haunted. You go to a church, it's not haunted. It's actually haunted, but not necessarily by an evil spirit. There are good spirits which are haunting that place, which are actually helping you out.
Like Kantara.
Kantara, for example, no matter how scarily they show it for the sake of movie, for the sake of drama, at the end of the day, that person is allegedly getting possessed by a divine power who is giving out messages or doing things.
Have you been to one of those Mata Chad Gayi